Throughout the centuries, art in houses of worship has served as a means to educate people. This was driven by two things. First, people who visited might not have a book. Second, people might not be able to read. The paintings and stained glass throughout St. Francis of Assisi Church are examples of pictorial art through which a story is told. Originally, in 1924, the paintings throughout this church were completed by Heinrich Nutjens and the Arthur Hertz Studios of Chicago, Illinois. In 1944, the paintings were updated by Erhard Stadtner of the Liskoziak Studio in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And in 1964, the paintings were updated by Stanislaus Eskowski of the Marauder International Studio in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In the area above the sanctuary is the mural, Christ the Pantocrator, the Almighty. In 1964, the artist changed the facial expression of Christ the King to a compassionate shepherd, a return to the original painting. On either side of this mural are earthly kings removing their crowns in homage to Christ. In addition, Melchizedek is making his offering to God, and Abraham is preparing his son Isaac for sacrifice. In the corners of the dome are the four evangelists. Christian tradition has associated the evangelist with the four living creatures that surround God's throne, Ezekiel and Revelation. St. John's is depicted as an eagle. Christians should strive toward eternity. St. Luke is depicted as an ox. Christians should be prepared to sacrifice themselves in following Christ. St. Mark is depicted as a lion. Christians should be courageous on the path of salvation. And St. Matthew is depicted as a human. Christians must use their reasoning skills for salvation. Illustrated between the four evangelists are four popes, portraits that were painted in 1964. St. Peter, who served as pope from the years 32 to 67, is shown in this mural casting a fishing net into the sea. The figure on the right is holding a key, a symbol for Christ and the authority and power that was given to Peter and his successors. Pope Pius XII, who served from 1939 to 1958, is in a library and kneels before a crucifix as he ponders the sufferings of World War II. Pope St. John XXIII, who served from 1958 to 1963, greets a girl from California who was diagnosed with leukemia who wished to meet the Pope before she died. Pope St. Paul VI, who served from 1963 to 1978, was elected Pope in 1963, the time of the painting of these murals. Rising 85 feet, the dome contains 24 stained glass windows of angels and 750 stars that represent the sisters present circa 1964 in the American province of the Hospital Sisters of St. Francis. In 1964, the walls of the apse and those of the left and right transept were painted as red tapestries, symbolic of love, with lines rising as a symbol of incense and prayers to heaven. The stars amid the lines were a symbol of the missions of the Hospital Sisters of St. Francis.